In this video, I'm going to give you 7 ways to know if it's time to get back into therapy. It can be a tough decision, but I'm here to help. So let's get started. Maybe you're considering therapy for the first time, or maybe you're thinking of getting started up again. Either way, this video will have tons of great information to help you decide if it's time. Now, a special note to those who are thinking about getting started again. I know sometimes people can be hesitant, thinking, well, I didn't get it right last time. I must be really messed up. Let's just put that to bed right now. I'll tell you a secret. Therapists often love it when their clients come back to them, or at least I do. You spend so much time getting to know each other and go through all the work together, and then when you stop, it can be a little sad for the therapist. We wonder how you're doing and hope things are going well for you, so we're glad to get that call. So if you do go back, it's not like having to repeat a class in school. You and your life are different now, and you'll have a chance to build on your previous work and find new possibilities for yourself. This is a good thing. So if you get through this video and decide it's time to go back, think of it as a value-added endeavor, not remediation because you didn't get it right before. Okay, let's get into it. The 7 signs it may be time to start therapy. Number 1 is that you've noticed some changes in basic life functioning. Now, this can look several different ways. A common one is motivation. If you're struggling to engage at work, school, or family and would rather just scroll on your phone or stay in bed, this is something to pay attention to. A good test is if there's something you used to really get a lot of fulfillment from, but now just don't feel motivated for. Another example is new trouble with concentration and focus. If you find yourself more easily distracted or can't get started on a task, and that feels new, it could be a sign your overall mental health is suffering. Number 2 is an increase in irritability. If you notice you're having anger outbursts, generally more fussy with others, this can be a sign you have something going on. Even if you're able to stay under control for the most part, maybe you struggle to keep your cool or feel cranky more often. It's something to pay attention to. If you're on edge much of the time, even if you do avoid the outbursts, you're still not enjoying your day-to-day life and relationships. We can get exhausted just trying to remain calm around others. Related to this is when you notice you're starting to have disproportionate reactions to things. When raising kids or managing others at work, it's not that we never give corrections to others about their behavior. But when you catch yourself having big reactions to little things, it can undermine your relationships, just make you unpredictable and hard to be around. Increase in irritability is actually one of the most common complaints I hear when people decide to start therapy. So if this describes you or where you're at in life, don't worry, you're not alone. Sign number 3 is an increase in seemingly random episodes of depression or anxiety, experiences that come on unexpectedly and seemingly without reason. These can be disruptive in our lives, and working with a therapist to understand and overcome them can help. Sign number 4 is trouble sleeping, especially when you've gone from sleeping well to struggling to either get to sleep or stay asleep. Now, it's often a good idea to get this checked out with your medical doctor as well, to be sure there's not something physical going on. Also, we get into different stages of our life, and when we do, our sleep patterns will naturally change. So educate yourself also about changes that come up in your stage of life. A therapist can help you build healthy habits to promote good sleep. They can teach you how to work with your body's natural rhythms and be intentional about winding down at the end of your day. They can also help you manage the busy brain that can often make it impossible to turn down the mental volume and get some rest. If you're not sleeping, it makes everything else more difficult. So sleep management is crucial for our mental health and overall functioning. Number 5 is noticing physical symptoms that our doctor can't explain. Did you know that talk therapy was originally invented to address a patient's physical symptoms? A previously healthy 21-year-old Austrian woman, doctors referred to as Anna O, began having headaches, weakness, and even partial paralysis, but doctors could find no physical explanation. Her doctor was able to talk with her, helping her process prior traumatic experiences, to help her heal in the first case of what became known as the talking cure. Some physical symptoms that may have a basis in our emotional health can include headaches and body pains, increase in upset stomach, and significant weight loss or gain in a short amount of time. With anything physical, whether it's ruling out a physical condition or deciding on a medication regimen, always talk to your doctor to make the best choice for you. Number 6 is that big changes are happening in your life. Maybe you're going through a job or career change. This step alone can be incredibly stressful, and it may help to have someone to support you through it. Like moving through a new city, this can bring other kinds of stressors. Experiencing profound loss if you've gotten out of an important relationship or lost a loved one who died. These experiences can throw you off center and make it hard to function. This may be a good time to work with someone who can help you process the grief and loss and stay on track. Sign number 7 is if you begin to experience suicidal thoughts or increased thoughts about death. Even passing suicidal thoughts or hypothesizing about how you might accomplish this are important to pay attention to. But if this is going on at all, it's important to seek individual counseling to work on it and stay safe. Now, if it is more severe, you don't want to play around with this. Seek help immediately. You can call 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If there's an immediate concern for your safety, you can call 911 or go to an emergency room at any hospital. These professionals can help you get the care you need. Even if it's not an acute experience, but more passing thoughts, it's important to get this seen about. Just because you don't think you would act on those thoughts, they can still interfere with living the life you want. Help is available, and I encourage you to seek it. Hey friends, going to therapy can be a real game changer, whether it's for the reasons I mentioned or something else. It can help you through difficult times and get you back on track to living the life you want. Hey, check out these other offerings for more information, and thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.